Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. As we can see, the price of Bitcoin after this bullish move towards 29,800, 29,900 has unfortunately failed to find support over one of the most important line which we had yesterday. Yes guys, 29,500, 29,600 range, because on my previous video I made it very clear this here is a bullish continuation pattern if the price finds support of 29,500, 29,600 range. Unfortunately, we failed to find support of this key line of resistance and started showing bearishness. But has this bullish scenario got invalidated because the price now is hovering around 28,900, 28,700 range? No guys. Why? Because if you look at the price structure here, before we talk about this 1 2 3 reversal pattern, if you simply look at this Williams alligator indicator along with the RSI, MACD and T3CCI, whenever we have seen this green line from this Williams alligator indicator appearing at the top and blue line at the bottom, what has happened in most of the cases? The price after that in most of the cases has started with this impulsiveness. I mean, whenever we have seen this green line appearing at the top, blue line at the bottom, after that we have seen some very nice impulsive movement playing out here in price action of Bitcoin. But when we see the blue line at the top and green line at the bottom, it usually indicates the trend is weakening and we should be preparing ourselves for the downtrend. And if you look in our case, the green line is at the top and blue line at the bottom, which is signaling a continuation here to the upside. So if we look at this Williams alligator indicator, it is indicating the price in the medium short term could show some range bound, because this is a coiling up from Williams alligator indicator, just like Bollinger Band. Coiling up after some range bound, it will choose a trend duration. So in our case, since the green line is at the top, blue line is at the bottom, this is still considered bullish. If we look at the RSI here to the downside, RSI is still above 50 level. MACD, right? If you look at this MACD, yes, this is a bearish MACD cross, but if the price shows some more range bound, I think it's also going to turn bullish one more time. And even the T3CCI indicator is in a positive territory. So I don't want you guys to be extremely bearish right now. Even though the price has failed to continue the bullishness, please, it doesn't necessarily mean the bullish scenario for Bitcoin is invalidated, because if you look at this 1 2 3 reversal pattern, it is still playing out. Yes, we did got rejected around the 29,500, 29,600 range, but we could still show some more range bound, and as soon as we find proper support about 29,500, 29,600, there is a very high probability for this trend also to continue here to the upside. Not just only this one here, even this bullish symmetrical triangle faked out yesterday. The price broke above this key line of resistance, right, the upper trend line, and started to show weakness. But I just want you guys to be very careful. Yes, this has faked out, but the symmetrical triangle lower line is still holding the price. If you look at this carefully, you can see the price of Bitcoin came around this 28,200, 28,300 range and started to show some range bound. So if the price manages to remain above this key line of support which you have here, I am actually expecting the price after some range bound could still continue this uptrend following this bullish symmetrical triangle, following this 1 2 3 reversal or ABC reversal pattern. And if you look at this, right, if you look at this in a bit different way, I mean in a daily time frame, yes, the upper line from this ascending channel was a strong line of resistance. Lower line here was a strong line of support. But if you look at the center line, this center line is also playing a very important role, because in the past price action, whenever we have managed to find support of the central line from this ascending channel, we have still continued the uptrend. So in our case, this center line is exactly where we are. So in the medium short term, if the price manages to remain over 28,000, I am actually expecting this range, right, this formation here to play out for Bitcoin. I mean the symmetrical triangle formation with a potential price movement around 31,900 to 32,000 range before deciding an actual trend duration like this. Because we know parallelly, even if we would look at this in a bearish way, not a bullish symmetrical triangle like this, but bearish rising wedge type of price formation. Yes, in a daily, we can also say the upper line here is acting as a strong line of resistance, and lower line is acting as a strong line of support. So in the medium short term, if we do see some shakeout, if the price again comes back to test this support line, you can see 28,500 to 28,000 range is a strong line of support. And if we fail from this bearish rising wedge, we could show some range bound like this. But I am actually expecting the price to show a bullish movement one more time around 31,900 to let's say 32,000 range before deciding an actual trend duration. And yes, remaining below 29,000 is definitely a sign of weakness, because the CPR was supposed to hold the price between 29,000 to 29,100 range. We fail, and now the same line is acting as a resistance. So in the medium short term, if we do get rejected here, then there might be a shakeout around the monthly S1 line sitting on 27,000. But after this shakeout, the price could turn very, very bullish. Why bullish? Because the CPR, these purple lines, this top, central and the bottom CPR line, whenever we see price forming this ascending CPR, if you look at the CPR lines, right, this here is a ascending CPR, and ascending CPR only gets formed when the price is preparing itself for an new uptrend. So in our case, even though the price of Bitcoin is below the CPR line, as you can see, but the CPR is still an ascending CPR, which is favoring the longs. And that is one big reason why for this month of May, I am still going to remain bullish, because the price here is still holding one of the most important line of support, which we also have around 27,000 range. In a bigger picture, we have always said 25,000 is not allowed to get broken, because breaking below the 25,000 means the price has also failed, right? Price has also failed to find support of this inverse head and shoulder formation. Yes, even in a bigger shakeout around 25,000, I have been very clear, it could be still looked as a inverse head and shoulder retest. Yes guys, retest from the previous temporary line before turning bullish. So this is what I see right now looking at the price action of Bitcoin. Just a friendly reminder guys, please watch out for the support which you have around 28,000 27,000 before looking into bearish scenario for Bitcoin, because as long as we remain of that key line, I am still expecting the price of Bitcoin after some range bound, after some shakeout, to continue this uptrend. Because if you look at the overall market, S&P 500 index is up 1.85%, Nasdaq is up 2.13%, Russell 2000 is up 2.39%. So trades and market is looking good. So I think the shakeout what we had is just a weekend shakeout, so please be careful. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.